There's a silent switch that flips one day, and suddenly people treat you differently. They stop interrupting you in meetings. They stop canceling plans on you last minute. They stop making you the punchline of every joke. They start asking for your time instead of demanding it. They start listening when you speak. They start treating you like you matter. And the wildest part? You didn't become meaner. You didn't become louder. You didn't change who you are. You just stopped doing a few specific things that were signaling to people that disrespecting you was acceptable. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn the exact micro-behaviors that invite disrespect and the precise psychological shifts that make people suddenly start respecting you without you having to demand it. First, let's get brutally honest about why people were disrespecting you in the first place. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you're unworthy. It's because you were unconsciously broadcasting that disrespect was tolerable. Psychologists have studied this extensively. Respect isn't something people decide to give you based on your resume or achievements. Respect is an automatic response to specific behavioral cues. When you display certain behaviors, people's brains unconsciously categorize you as someone who deserves respect or someone who doesn't. The three most common behaviors that destroy respect are reacting emotionally and immediately to everything, being instantly available no matter what, and over-explaining or justifying your decisions constantly. Let me break down why each one kills respect and how to fix it. The first behavior that invites disrespect is big reactions. When someone insults you, provokes you, or disrespects you, and you immediately explode, defend yourself, or get visibly hurt, you're showing them they have power over you. And people keep doing things that give them power. Think about it. If someone says something rude and you react big, you argue, you defend, you get emotional, what did you just prove? That they can control your emotional state with a few words. That's the opposite of power. Here's what people who command respect do instead. When someone disrespects them, they notice it. They look at the person directly, and they say one simple sentence. That was disrespectful. Then they stop talking. No yelling. No defending. No explaining why it hurt. Just a calm statement of fact. And here's what happens next. The other person almost always backs down. They apologize. They clarify. They change their tone. Because you didn't give them the emotional reaction they were fishing for, you stayed calm, named the behavior, and held your ground. One person shared this story. They had a friend who constantly made fun of their job in front of others. "Oh, here comes the burger flipper" type comments. For years, they laughed along, trying to be cool about it. Then they stopped. Next time it happened, they looked at their friend and said, "That's disrespectful." Nothing else. Didn't smile, didn't laugh. Just those 3 words. The friend immediately said, "Oh man, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry." And never made that joke again. That's the power of not reacting big. You remove the emotional fuel, and the disrespect dies instantly. The second behavior that destroys respect is instant availability. When you're always available, people stop valuing your time. They know they can reach you anytime, text you anytime, demand your attention anytime. So your time feels worthless to them. Think about doctors. Why do they make you wait? Not because they're actually that busy every single time. It's because scarcity creates value. When something is hard to access, your brain assigns it higher worth. When something is always available, it feels cheap. Here's what most people do. Someone texts, they respond instantly. Someone asks for a favor, they say yes immediately. Someone invites them somewhere, they drop everything. And what happens? People start treating their time like garbage because they're acting like their time is garbage. The shift happens when you start adding friction. Not to be rude, but to signal that your time has value. Wait before responding to messages. Instead of instant yes or no, say, "I'll check my schedule and get back to you." Instead of being available 24/7, set specific times you're reachable. One person said this changed everything for them. They used to respond to work messages at midnight, on weekends, during family time. And their coworkers would dump urgent requests on them constantly. Then, they changed. Started waiting an hour before responding. Started saying, "I'll get back to you tomorrow," instead of solving everything immediately. And people started asking, "Do you have time?" instead of just demanding it. They started saying, "Thanks for making time," instead of expecting it. That's the respect shift. You didn't become rude. You just stopped acting like your time was infinite and worthless. The third behavior that kills respect is over-explaining. When you justify every decision, explain every choice, defend every boundary, you're signaling that you don't trust your own judgment. And if you don't trust your judgment, why should anyone else? People who command respect don't explain themselves to death. They make a decision, and they're comfortable with it. When someone questions them, they don't list achievements or reasons. They just say, "I'm comfortable with my decision," or "I know what I'm doing." That's it. No explanation, no proof, just quiet confidence. Here's why over-explaining destroys respect. Every time you explain, you're giving the other person ammunition to argue with you. "I can't go to your party because I have work" becomes, "Can't you do the work tomorrow?" "I can't lend you money because I'm saving" becomes, "But you just bought coffee yesterday." The more you explain, the more they push back. Because explanations create negotiation space. But when you simply state your boundary without justification, there's nothing to argue against. "I'm not available" is a complete sentence. "I'm not comfortable with that" doesn't need a footnote. People who respect themselves don't need everyone to agree with their choices. They just need to be comfortable with them. And that self-assurance is magnetic. Other people unconsciously mirror that confidence and start respecting your decisions too. Now let's talk about the nuclear option. The one sentence that immediately shifts how people treat you. We touched on it earlier, but let me break down exactly why it works so well. When someone disrespects you, interrupts you, insults you, dismisses you, violates your boundary, most people either explode or shut down. Both responses give the disrespectful person power. Exploding shows you're emotionally reactive and easy to manipulate. Shutting down shows you're passive and will tolerate more. But there's a third option. You look at them calmly. You make eye contact. And you say, "That was disrespectful." Or, "That was rude." Or, I don't appreciate that. Then you stop talking. This works because you're doing 3 things at once. 1. You're naming the behavior. You're not attacking them personally. You're identifying what they did. That makes it harder for them to get defensive. 2. You're staying emotionally neutral. No yelling, no crying, no begging for respect. Just calm statement of fact. 3. You're creating social pressure. By calling it out, you're making the disrespect visible. Now they have to either apologize or double down and look like an asshole. Most people will apologize or backtrack immediately, because you didn't give them the satisfaction of a big reaction and you held up a mirror to their behavior. The first time you do this, it feels terrifying. The 10th time, it feels powerful. Because you're training people that disrespect has consequences, even if the only consequence is you calmly naming it. You didn't need to become a different person to gain respect. You just needed to stop acting like disrespect was acceptable. Stop reacting big when provoked. Stop being instantly available to everyone. Stop explaining and justifying every boundary. And start calmly naming disrespect when you see it. Respect isn't something you add. It's something you uncover by removing the behaviors that were hiding it. You're not adding new skills. You're removing old habits that made you look weak. And what's left? Your real self. Your strong self. The version of you that naturally deserves respect because you respect yourself first. The moment you stop tolerating disrespect is the moment people stop delivering it. And it happens faster than you think. If this hit you, watch my next video about why truly dangerous people look calm on the surface and how emotional control becomes the ultimate power move in every interaction. Respect isn't demanded. It's claimed.